Hey guys, welcome. You're at the Thrifty Journal Shop. My name is Amber. If you are new to my channel, hello. I am so happy you found me. And for all of you guys that keep coming back, thank you so much. All right, today I have a fun share. I'm excited about it. I was recently asked by QFUN Laminator if I would be interested in showing one of their laminators on my channel. And I said, absolutely. I have been wanting to get a laminator for some time now. So the link for the laminator is in my description box. I am not sponsored by them, but I am just giving you a review of what I think of their product. So one of my favorite things to do is I like making my own unique journal covers. I like using my own art and making different types of covers. I've done some with strawberry shortcake, or I drew strawberry shortcake, and I have done some with the Care Bears. But I was looking to have something that would maybe seal it in a little bit better than glue, because a lot of times I'll use my image and I attach it to like a paper bag base. Now I can still do that with the laminator sheets because I know that I can sew through this. I've already tried it. Today, I'm just going to share a few things and then we are going to do a project, a really simple, fun project with the laminator. This was me just experimenting with how the fabric and one of my images would work with the machine, and it worked awesome. So there is Snoopy. Now, I'm not quite sure yet if this is going to be probably my prototype journal, which a lot of times my prototypes I end up selling them anyway, or if I'm going to keep this one for myself. But I just wanted to see how Snoopy would look with fabric and how it would go through, and it's awesome. So I'm going to have different sizes of Snoopy also. So that was one of the ones I tried. You guys know I love leaves and I love fall, and we are in the season. We are at peak. So I've been gathering leaves. So today we're going to do some fun things with leaves. So once again, I just was playing around and I took some of my painty paper and some leaves and ran it through. And I thought, you know, this could be another journal cover, or this could even be like a page in a journal. I could fold this also and use that too. So I just was seeing how the paper looked with the leaves. I'm really impressed with that. And then this one sealed pretty good. I don't know if it sealed as well as this one, but you know, there's fabric behind here, but I still like the look of that with the leaves. So that was one. Okay, before I go any further, I'm going to just show you the laminator. This is the QFUN Laminator, and it has this cool little flip top. What I like about it is there's this nice little storage space. Here is a paper trimmer. I have not used the paper trimmer yet, but maybe we'll use that today. But what is nice too is there is a corner punch. Then there is a little hole punch. This is so cute. So that is really cool. We are going to use this today. And then there's some little ring binders that come with it. And I like the size of it and how it's stored. It goes this way. Okay. And then it just has an on and off switch. It's got cold 3 milliliters and 5. And so I'm going to turn it on and let it warm up. And then this is the mode switch, and I'm going to turn it to 5. I believe the 5 is just if you want a really good seal. If maybe you are going to maybe fold the papers or the pages, you want to use like the 3. But I haven't used the 3 yet. I'm just going to go with the 5. So it's on. I'm going to let it warm up. It flashes green, and then when it's ready to roll, it's just a solid green. So I'll set this off to the side. So with the laminator, they sent some sheets with it, which is very cool. And there are different sizes here. So we have the larger sheets, and then we've got some of these fun sizes. And maybe this is a 5x7. I don't have my sheet right now. I believe that's a 5x7. And then we've got some little ones. So we are going to probably just be using these sizes today. All right, so I'm going to show you some of the fun things that I made yesterday. I love how this one turned out. So this is just the smaller sheet, and I just, you know, use some of my leaves from outside. These almost look like the specimen cards that I see. I'm thinking pockets, right? So I thought this would be a great pocket, and I'm going to show you one that I did. This was like a flower I had out in my wildflower garden and some more leaves. So that's a little larger. I love it. I just think they are so beautiful. What a way to seal your leaves. Then I tried another dried flower. Here's a black-eyed Susan and more leaves. Then I wanted to add some magazine pages to them. So this is some scraps out of my magazine and love. I just thought that was really kind of pretty too. And then I love the shape of this leaf and just added some more magazines. So just using my scraps in nature, guys, this is just such a fun project. I have my adorable fabric house journal here, and I just wanted to show you a few things. So I made this one also, and I love how this one turned out. So we are actually going to make a tag today like this. This is some of my painty paper, and then I just set a leaf on top. I ran it through the machine. Then when it was done, I took just some scrapbook paper, or this is stationery, and I sewed around it. Now, I know that these aren't going to take glue very well. However, if you don't sew, you could use just a stapler. I know they have different color staplers, different size of staples, so you could, jazz it up, but glue is not probably going to work on this. So you're going to either want to sew it or staple it. And then I did leave this open, so if I wanted to tuck something else in there, I could. But I thought I would journal on here, and then I just used the hole punch. I did add a little eyelet, and then I just added some fun trim, and I have this really fun, colorful tag, and it is tucked in there. I love it. The next thing I want to show you is how I turned one of these little things into a pocket. Now, I did cut it down a little bit to, fit the page here, but I will pull this out. This is another dried flower in a leaf, and then I just stapled it. So I wanted to show you how you can just staple it on, and then you have, that clear, fun pocket. Now, this one did bubble a little bit, but that was my fault. So, but it's still, it still looks great. And I actually kind of think it fits with my style anyway, because trashy, junky, journals. So yeah, that was because I had the flower a little bit too much on the edge there. So no big deal. And then I just added one of my little bears, and I had this little saying about the bear that was in my last journal. So then, you have the pocket that you can see through, and then you can kind of see what you have inside the pocket. I just thought that is so cool and unique. All right, so I have some of my painty papers, and I've got some of my leaves here. I thought we would do the tag first. So I'm going to use one of this size, and then instead of having it this way, I'll probably have it like this way for the long tag. I could make one this size too, but the leaves are not going to fit in here. However, we'll do one this size for a pocket. All right, I want to use some of this painty pretty paper. So let's see what we have here. And we'll trim everything down. Have that bright pink paper. Actually, I really like that. I think I'm going to find a word for down here. And I have one of my Birds and Blooms magazines. And I see brazen and bold. And I think that just fits with this. Trim this up here. I'm going to trim around here. I'm going to go in a little bit. Actually, I could use my paper trimmer. Why don't we do that? We have it. So let's use it. Oh yes, that works very nicely. Let me set it on here so it shows up a little better. Okay, so we have the laminator sheet. We've got making sure the paper is going to fit. We don't want anything coming out of the edges there. Take a little bit more off the edge. Okay. I never know how this goes. Does it go this way? Okay. We're going to have to take off just a little smidge more here. All right. Let's see now. All right. That should work. Okay. And let's place the leaf in here. Make sure it is in and nothing's coming out. Then we have the little label. It looks like it's all set. Let's move this. Okay, we have the laminator. I'm just going to feed it in from this side. You want to make sure that you're going in the center and you're going in evenly, and the light is solid green. And then it should just come out nicely on the other side. And you just want to guide it. It has a slight sound, but it's not loud at all. Okay. Now the stem is on part of the bee, but that is completely fine. I like that. I just think that is beautiful. Then you have an original tag. I'm going to set this aside and we'll come back to it. We're going to make a pocket real quick. I'm just going to move this up here. All right, so we're going to take the smaller sheet, and I think I have a few little leaves here. I've got these little ones. I think we'll leave this one clear without any paper, but I might look in here to see if I can find a word or words. I love all the birds. Okay. All right, we're going to line it up. Okay. I think I'm going to add just a little piece of my painty paper just to brighten up that word there. All right. We're going to move the laminator back on here. Make sure everything is set, and I am going to feed it in evenly. Oh, that turned out perfect. How pretty is that? I love the clearness of it. And then the leaves just look so profound and they're just so pretty. All right, I'm going to turn it off. Okay, and we'll move it out of the way. Okay, so we have our tag and our pocket. I'm going to take the little miniature hole punch here. It's so cute. And just punch a hole here. Awesome. And I have some ribbon, a scrap of ribbon, and I am just going to cut off some here. I'm not going to add a brad or anything to the hole. I like to just feed it in through like that. So you have a loop there, a little wire in here, I think. I can bend it a little bit. Okay. And have a little loop there for the tag. So fun. And then for the pocket, and then we might add some paper to the back. I'm going to just grab my house journal since I have it right here, and let's open it up here and find a page. And I just came to this pretty wallpaper page with the pine cones, and I'm just going to take my stapler add some staples here. See if we can reach down in there. Okay. And we have that really pretty pocket. We've got some of these fun leaves sitting over here. So I am just going to tuck them in here for now. And I might come back and add something later. I just wanted to show you how you can make a really simple, pretty pocket. And you don't even have to put anything in there if you just want to see the leaves in the background of the page. Okay, so we have that. How cool. All right, I've got my tag here and I want to add something to the back. So I'm just using my scraps that I have sitting here. I'm going to just cut a page of my sprayed paper here. I like to just tear it. So do that. I'm going to take it to my sewing machine and I'm going to sew around here and then we'll do some journaling here. All right, and I just sewed around here. I didn't sew the top, I left that open. And yeah, I like how you can see the stitching through it and it goes really smoothly through my sewing machine. Today is the 16th. All right, having fun with the QFUN Laminator. So many fun possibilities. All right, guys, thank you so much for being here. So today we created this really beautiful, fun, and easy tag and this beautiful pocket. And I also showed you how you can, use these to make possible journal covers. And I'll definitely be back to show you lots more of my creations with the laminator because I see me using it in quite a few projects. I'll probably take you along for some of the process of me doing some journaling covers. So if you're interested in the laminator, the link is in the description box down below. It is a great price and yeah, you can have fun with it and just create some unique things for your journals. All right, guys, I hope you find some sunshine today and I hope you find some creative time for yourself. Thank you so much for being here. I'll see you soon.